Hi guys, I'm Hayden Crawford from the Dreamtime Academy, and I'm a wellness coach and spiritual teacher specialising in colour therapy and numerology. Here is your Starseed Oracle forecast for the first 2 weeks of June 2021. Okay, so first things first, we've got to identify that we've now moved into a universal month cycle 2, and that's because we're in June, which is the 6th month, and we're in 2021, which reduces to a 5. You add the 6 and the 5 together, it creates 11. Reduce the 11 and it becomes a 2. Now, bottle 2 in the colour mirrors system is this bottle here, which is called the Moon. It's pale blue over royal blue. Number 2 is very sensitive, it's very intuitive, and it's actually feminine. Think of the 1 as being masculine, the 2 as being feminine. And it actually refers to the throat chakra. Blue relates to the throat and our way of creative communication or verbal self-expression. Now this aligns us to our Sirian star family. The Sirians govern the throat chakra issues, such as how we express ourselves to the outside world, and often, where we might feel sensitive or intuitive or second best or not heard. So Sirius is a beautiful star. It's the brightest star in our heavens, and it actually has multiple suns. It's 20 times bigger than our sun, and it carries great significance because as a human race we are evolving more towards a Sirian culture. We're becoming more divinely feminine. So with that in mind, I'm going to be revealing 3 cards for you. One which is a message from your ego, one that's a message from your soul, and another one which will give you some guided action steps to take during the first 2 weeks of June. I'll also be revealing some colour mirrors insights that align with those cards to give you some extra accurate information. But first, I want us to connect up to our Sirian star family. And the way we do that is by putting our hands on our heart, okay? And I just want you to close your eyes and just imagine yourself surrounded by a flickering pale blue light. Now just breathe into that and just feel that light expanding around your body. And then I'd like you to set an intention that you'd like to connect up to your Sirian star family and that you would like to receive guided inspiration and intuitive insights that you can understand, integrate and anchor into your awareness. Okay, so that they can help you navigate these issues that are coming up during the first 2 weeks of June. Got it? Fantastic. Okay, so the first card that comes out, which is a message from your ego, is the Inner Earth card, the Inner Earth, otherwise known as Agartha. Now, many civilizations have, within their mythology, they believe that a lot of the survivors of Atlantis and Lemuria decided that they would relocate to the inner worlds of our Earth. Now, we have numerous different sightings of these beautiful cities that have been hollowed out of old volcano cones through sound frequencies, such as Telos at Mount Shasta and many other ones as well. Now, these are places that we can retreat to on a 5th dimensional plane. Now, the Lemurians and the Atlanteans that live within the Inner Earth, they have already attained this vibration, so we have to raise our vibration in order to be able to communicate with them. And what often happens is, obviously, we're on the outside crust of the Earth. We are in the 3rd dimension. We're ascending more towards the 4th and 5th as we go through this process. But what's actually taking place really with this card is the message from your ego is that you will survive this too. Okay, so you'll survive all of the things that are going on around the planet, all around the world at the moment, and that you'll come out of it, with a decent amount of clarification as to why it's taken place in the first place. So it's really about new solutions to problems and finding those within yourself, but also new beginnings too. Now it aligns with this bottle here, which is called the Tower. Now the Tower is olive green over lilac in the colour mirror system, and it relates to the Tower in traditional tarot. The Tower is the card which shows 2 beings falling from quite a destructive looking tower. It's all in flames and they're plunging to their death, and it looks quite daunting, but actually it's about a destruction or an explosion of old structures in your life for a consequent clarification. So the tower relates to, where we really have to find new ways of being. So this new beginning that comes in for you is about finding new solutions from deep within, a bit like Agartha in the inner worlds, so it's finding that from the depths of your being, and just understanding that you will ultimately survive what's taking place. Okay, so the first 2 weeks of June are kind of going to be quite challenging, and I think that we're all experiencing this wherever we are around the planet right now. We're finding that the lockdowns, we're finding that the changes are just becoming overwhelming to a huge extent. Now, the message that comes up from your soul is this card here, which is called the Seas of Mintaka. The Seas of Mintaka. Now, Mintaka is a water-based planet, and it's said that the waters there, the seas and the oceans, are of such beautiful clarity. They've got such a high vibration crystalline energy that you can literally see for miles when you're beneath the surface. Now, this is about you being able to see the potential in everything that you're going through right now, all situations, all events and all circumstances. And it's about bringing unconsciousness to light. Often when we see water in dreams, it's about our subconscious patterns that are playing themselves out within our dreams. So your soul really wants you to identify what these patterns are. And you can only really do that by looking at what beliefs that you hold, that you may have formulated in your younger years, and see how they create patterns of things that you would consider to be fate along your timeline. So this really aligns to bottle 35 in the colour mirror system, which is called the Inner Guide, and it's a beautiful pale platinum blue over a very pale green. Now, the Inner Guide reminds us that we have all the answers within, and that we don't have to go outside to external people to be able to find our answers. All we have to do is close our eyes and we'll be able to find those solutions. Now, you really must see the potential in everything that's going on around you, and know that there's always a reason for everything that takes place. So I'd like you to trust your intuition, and I'd also like you to see the potential opening up in all of the events, circumstances and situations that you're confronted with. The third card that comes up for you today is your action step to take. Now, this one might look a little bit daunting when you see it initially, and it's called perspective, and it's the Earth from outer space. So it's like a little tiny planet there in a sea of inky blackness. Now, this one is about you changing your perspective, and sometimes when we disassociate from everything that is around us, that we're able to kind of change our view on it. So instead of being caught up in all of the emotions and the drama of everything, we can kind of allow ourselves to sort of zoom out and then perceive our environment from a very, very different perspective. And I think this is so important, and then you can find common ground. So the action step I want you to take is to just imagine yourself from either the corner of the room or further if you can, and just observe yourself and how you are reacting or responding to everything that's taking place on the planet right now. And I'd like you to be able to see this bigger picture, okay? Because remember, the Earth has been around for millions and millions and millions of years, and it's survived up until this point. And sometimes when we feel under threat or we feel out of control, we just have to remind ourselves that everything is unfolding exactly as it should, and that things are always perfect. And try and change that perspective, because we're not going anywhere soon, okay? Just trust that process. It definitely works. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that today. Oh, before I go, I just wanted to show you the Colour Mirrors bottle that aligns with perspective, and it's this one actually. I've chosen the magenta pearl of wisdom as being the energy that really surrounds the perspective card, and magenta is the colour of the soul in colour therapy, and it's also about divine love. So I want you to, as well, another action step I want you to take is just to remember that you are a soul. You're an ancient immortal being of light living out a temporary human experience. Your soul is always here. It's around you. It's with you. You are more than just your human body. And when you do that, you can kind of find more forgiveness for everything that's taking place as well. So when you zoom out, just remember the core truth of who you are, that you are divine love and you are an ancient immortal soul living out a very temporary human experience. Well, I'll see you next time. Have a fantastic rest of the day, whatever you're doing. And remember to subscribe to this channel so you never miss one of our videos. And go to the links section and get your free video numerology report, which will unlock the secrets of your unique personality blueprint. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.